So welcome back to the garden here in East South Wales on yet another beautiful day. The sun is shining up there. So as you remember, last week Tony and myself visited Millbrook Garden Centre in Monmouth. What a garden centre. We came away with some lovely plants such as this lovely Pseudopanax. But it's time now, I got to find some spaces in the garden to plant up the new plants that I bought. And if you haven't seen the video, then I'll link it to the end of this one, as it's well worth looking at. So for now, let's get some planting done in the garden. So this is one of the lovely plants that we brought back from Millbrook Garden Centre, and this is a Yucca Filifera. Now this is a very vicious plant, and this is the one that attacked Tony at the garden centre. But anyway, he's fine now. So this is not going to go in the ground here. Now I've done the same thing as I usually do, and we buy a plant because we like it, not because we know an awful lot about it. Well, since coming home I realised that these are quite a fast growing yucca and will easily grow to heights of 3 to 4 metres. Now it likes a spot with full sunshine, but in the winter it doesn't like the rain. So as I said, this isn't going to go into the ground. This is going to go in a large pot, so we can easily overwinter it inside the greenhouse while it's this size. Or maybe it'll have to go into some kind of outhouse when it gets too big. But for the moment, this needs to go into a pot. So after work this week, I called into B&Q and I've picked up 2 bags of compost and 3 bags of horticultural grits. And that's going to be mixed up with some perlite and placed into a large bucket. Now I didn't have to go out and buy a bucket, as I already had one there, that large black one. So that's going to be cleaned up. Now you know that I can't come away empty-handed, and I also came away with this lovely hosta, a hosta Patriot, and a little terracotta pot. So I'm going to place that in the pot as well today. Right, so I'm just starting by giving this bucket a little bit of a wipe over, just to clean it up a bit, as this has been stored away and it's a bit dusty. So give it a wipe over. And there's one thing that I haven't checked: will it fit through the door of the greenhouse? Yeah, that's all right, that's fine. I don't want to plant it all up and then realise that it won't fit inside. Leave it to dry in the sun, and then get cracking on some planting. Right, so while that is drying, let's have a look. And I think that area there is going to be where I'm going to put the Pseudopanax. So I've created a little bit of space, and I'm hoping that surrounded by plants here and the high wall that we've got behind will be enough to shelter it. And this does get some lovely afternoon sun here. So let's open the bag of compost and get that plant in the ground. That should enjoy now a drop of water. And last night when I come home from work, I had to switch on the hose. Now I don't like water in the garden with tap water. I would rather do it with rainwater, but needs must. And there we are. That's one job done. So, into this large bucket now. I'm just making a little bit of mix for the yucca. Now, the yucca needs plenty of drainage. So I've popped in here some horticultural grit, and I'm going to mix it with equal amounts of perlite. And the perlite just adds a little bit of aeration and drainage. And then a few more handfuls of compost. And give that then a good mix around. And I'm hoping that this will be enough. So into the large black bucket, I've already placed one large bag of the grit into the bottom. I think it's easier to just get your hands in here. And that should make a lovely free draining mix. Look at that. That is so light now. Lovely. So let's get that black bucket and get started. At least with that amount. I'm being very careful. Let's lift this out, keeping it away from the eyes. Give it a tap. Resort to the spade. Let's have another go. And the trouble is, I can never wait for Tony to come home. Got its big roots on it. Huge. Oh, it's out. Marvellous. Oh. Oh. And after all that, it needs to go lower in the pot. And try it there. 1, 2, 3. And in. Whew. Still too high. Good exercise, this gardening lark. I'll take some of this out. Right, let's try again. 1, 2, 3. You pop a little bit of grit. And another thing to remember is just to pop this up onto some plant feet. Right, just clear up this mess. So a quick look now around the garden, and you can see that the Yucca Filifera is there now in the new pot. So there's plenty of gravel on the top of there, plenty of drainage, and I've raised it up there on plant feet so it's off the ground. And hopefully that's in full sun now through the rest of the season. So it's really windy now at the moment, but you can see there that that's the new hosta in the terracotta pot, and the hostas are now coming out lovely. I don't plant these in the ground as I know that they will get munched by the slugs, but I don't seem to have any problems at all with the hostas in the pots. And I've also just tidied up the clematis by tying that into the trellis next to the bird table. And for the first time ever, I seem to be getting flowers on this plant. So I've had this plant in the bucket for about 3 or 4 years and I've never had a flower on it. So maybe it enjoys having a little bit of afternoon sun. So moving now into the greenhouse, and you can see that I've been buying a little bit more of the liquid seaweed. I've repotted my Ionium into another larger pot there, and the extra mix that I had left over today I've just used for the 3 cacti there. So they are now in larger pots, and that's got a lot more of a free draining soil. So we'll move now down to the side of the garden where you can see that lovely plant now looks like it's been there forever. Beautiful plant. So this ground cover plant here, I thought I dug up last year, but luckily it has come back, and that's lovely with some purple flowers in the garden. And that's something new that I noticed today, is the tree fern, the latest addition. This is actually starting to push out new fronds. Now, as you know, this one was bought last year and it wasn't really doing the best in the garden centre. So I have been feeding it with some half-strength Tomerite, and there's a few fronds just coming in there. Lovely to see. So it's doing okay. And I've also been busy lately just splitting up some of these Carex grasses, and out of 3 grasses I actually made 16 grasses. So they now have been popped into different parts of the garden. And there's some more of them Carex grasses, just dotted around, filling up spaces. And the garden is definitely coming alive now in this spring sunshine. And the John Phillips euphorbia is looking absolutely superb. And these flowers have got a beautiful scent of honey on them. And it's really strong too. Lovely plant. Now the other tree fern that we've got, that always does well every year. And it's coming out with some beautiful new fronds in there. You can just see them spilling out of the top there. Beautiful. And the Belfast sink has also had a little bit of colour just put into it now for the spring. And little Vim is out in the garden again, basking in the sunshine. Aren't you, Vim? You're a good boy. So if I just walk down this pathway here, you will see that on the corner there, that's where I've planted my Viburnum Davidii. Now this is a lovely evergreen plant, and this will grow to be about 1 metre high, maybe slightly more than that. But you can see there that it's got some lovely leaves on it. So this plant can be easily pruned to size. It's evergreen, and it does come out in the spring with some lovely metallic blue berries. But they do need to be grouped together to be able to get those berries, as you need a male and female plant for cross-pollination. But just look at those leaves there. Lovely. So these were selling in the garden centre for £55, but rooting at the back of the shelf, I found this little one for £24.99. And this is definitely a plant that I'm going to be buying a few more of, just to place around my Trachycarpus Virginiae. Lovely plant. Now the ferns in the garden are definitely starting to open up now with these warmer temperatures. And just look at that one there. This one is one of my favourites in the garden. And every year it comes back without fail. And you can see there, just look at those. Beautiful. And just look at the new growth there on the Schefflera Taiwaniana. And everything is growing up lovely now in the garden. And moving along. The Sambucus Black Beauty at the back. That's doing really well. And on this rhododendron here, plenty of buds on it. But at the moment, we've got one flower just coming out. So this is doing okay, considering that this plant has been moved around the garden quite a bit recently. But it's now found its forever home. And that's covered in buds there. And that one there at the back, a lovely size on that one. So thank you so much for watching today, and if you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe. It's totally free, and you can follow the progress of the garden throughout the season as I update with regular videos. So until next time, I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.